Hey everybody, it's Angel Medina here, and this is this week's version of the Hybrid Nation podcast. And it's the 4th of July weekend, so I hope all of you have a excellent and safe 4th of July holiday. And we got a bit of a agenda here. We got a couple of book reviews, but first let's get to some announcements here. First, but not tomorrow's Indie Pride Day. So I got 5 books though. All 3 books of the Thousand Years War series. We got 1 book that's free. That's gonna be the Giannis the Devil's Connection. Excuse my brain freeze there. And Angel's Nightmare Adventure 1 and 2 will be 99 cents each as well. So you can when you get 5 books, you can get all my books for only less than $5. So that's a pretty good deal for Indie Pride Day. Also, Bernard Jan of the Hybrid Nation is releasing his new book. It's on pre-order for $1.99, but it's gonna be out tomorrow officially. And it's called Bernard Jan's book is called A Touch of a World of Arcana, and it's about him and his cat. So that's gonna be a pretty interesting book, and I got my copy already, so courtesy of Bernard, so thank you, and I'm looking forward to reading and reviewing it. Also, Benjamin Monday, another member of the Hybrid Nation, is working on getting his 8-novel series out there, but that's gonna be until 2019, he says. That's gonna be a while from now, but he's got the books 1 for 3. He's got the first draft done already, so kudos to him. And also we also have J.F. Fleming. Yes, let's give a shout out to him for tomorrow, Indie Pride Day. If you're looking for a good crime mystery novel, you got A Connection to Crime and Tales of the Southern Murderous Belle. 2 great crime building novels. I gave it 5-star ratings on for him. So excellent crime writer. He says he's working on a new project for this year, but he's kind of keeping on the wax right now. So, but shout out to J.R. Fleming, and also another shout out for Inang Emily, my official reviewer, who's nice enough to give me 2 new reviews for this week's podcast. So let's jump right into the review, shall we? First, we got A Touch of Defiance by Gary Ponto. Let's see if I even pronounce it right. Hold on. A Touch of Defiance. I mean, boy, I don't know. I really got a pretty bad brain freeze this week. Yeah, because I've been pretty burned out with the marketing, trying to get ready for Indie Pride Day and all this. So, I was bound to make some mistakes here and there. So you have to excuse me if I did make some mistakes. And here we go. We got A Touch of Defiance by Gary Ponzo. Sorry about that. And we also have Russell Blake with A Go Apart. And I got a special review, which is Flag by one of my new Aussie friends. And I'm gonna be doing a review of that. But first, let's start with A Go Apart by Russell Blake. And this book is another mystery thriller read by Inang Emmerich. It's the one reviewing this book, by the way. She gave it a 5 out of 5 stars overall. So, and basically, it's about this journalist named Mason who's returned home to El Paso, Texas, with a career in flames and her romantic life in tatters. And to make the long story short, she gets a phone call from a stranger that immerses her in a deadly international conspiracy, in Mexico. And this assassin will do nothing. Will stop at nothing from keeping the past buried. So just to give you a quick list of characters, we got Nate Mason, who's the main character. He's an investigative reporter working in El Paso, Texas. Leon Sanchez is a retired police officer who worked in Mexico. Ulrich Sanchez is Leon's estranged son, who's a professor teaching architecture. Pedro Cruz he was Leon's partner before. Inspector Guillermo Montalban is investigating the murder of Leon Sanchez, and Lorenzo Aguilan is the assassin. So the plot is basically It's a whole big conspiracy, a whole big murder conspiracy in Mexico that has to, we have to, so you gotta put all the pieces together, right? It basically grabs your attention from beginning to end. And by the way, this is a book I really gotta put on my to be read list, and it's a well written story according to Elaine. And and she says the ending is absolutely mind blowing. To find out who was involved in Leon's murder was shocking. So obviously this is obviously a book I really gotta read. So Russell Blake, excellent job, my friend. And you can't really spoil the story. If you want to read more of the review, you can check out the hibernationrevolution.com/book reviews too. Alright, so moving on to the next story, A Touch of Defiance by Gary Ponso, also reviewed by Elaine Elric. And this is a prize nominated author. So he was nominated for an actual writing prize. Didn't quite get the award, but nomination is still pretty good in my book. And he's got a political drama. So basically, an anti-government, what they call the civil resistance movement, is growing in popularity as tension mounts between the police and the civilians. The head of the civil resistance movement, Neil Fraser, has his own racist agenda. And he plans to, attack or do his terrorist attack during the Martin Luther King Day rally. And the protagonist has to rely on his cousin who's in the mafia. So a new good guy, bad guy partnership, takes place, and he has to uncover this and stop this attack from happening on the Martin Luther King rally, and stop a man that has nothing but racist feelings and nothing but hatred. Elaine gave this book an official 5 out of 5 rating on the official Hibernation scale. Characters, plot, basically writing structure, ending, and overall all got 5s. And just to give you a quick review, it's Nick and his fellow agents are one step behind Leo Frazier. His assistant Titus is taken into custody, and it turns on him by becoming an informant. And he knows that Frazier has someone in the FBI giving him information. So you got a whistleblower within the FBI. Then the main characters, Nick and Matt, have to work furiously to try to find Frazier, and more importantly, the drone with the canister of a dangerous chemical that they managed to rob, that they intend to use to kill all the rally goers to the Martin Luther King Day rally. And time is running out. Where to look next? So basically, in Lane's words, Leo Frazier is a psychopath that starts to kill those close to him, and is a racist with nothing but hatred in his heart. And then what will happen next will surprise you. Overall, it's a 5 out of 5 book, and if you want to get these books, A Touch of Defiance by Gary Ponso and A Girl Apart by Russell Blake, you can get it on Amazon. Just type in the titles into Amazon, and then you get yourself a nice weekend read. So now we got ourselves the last review, which is my special review. And by the way, my friend already commented and is absolutely happy about the review. Wait till he finds out that he's going to be on the podcast here, and I'm trying to really put him on the spot here. So Sakura Dragakolis, forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong. I'm really bad at names. And his book is called Flagged. And before I start the review, I just want to thank him for the opportunity to join this group called Lit RPG Rebels. It's an up-and-coming group on Facebook for those who are into fantasy, role-playing games, science fiction, video games, and books. There's plenty of cool people in the group so far, and there's more to come. In fact, we got a couple of new members already, and this is my first Lit RPG read, and I'm looking forward to the next. So, without further ado, let's get this review started. Obviously, this is going to be great on a different rubric, since it is a Lit RPG book, and it's my first. So, it may not be completely accurate, but I'm going to improve the review rubric as I go along for Lit RPG books. But I really found this good book to be really well. Let's go over the different elements. First, the RPG gaming elements. I gave it a 95 out of 100 on the official Medina Power Level scale. And this game is the game book has plenty of gaming elements, and it's clearly outlined in the book in bold letters so the reader can follow easily, so no confusion between the story and the actual game. However, the system messages are funny as heck, and it represent when the game just wants to be a complete asshole. It's funny as heck, and it really kept me amused. They didn't bore me to death at all. So excellent job. The story, 96 out of 100. The story is about a gamer who gets stabbed in the back and he has to start the game all over again. Basically, you could say it reminds me of myself when I had to restart a frustrating level on a video game. Now, I refuse to spoil too much of the story. That's always my my policy. Don't spoil the story for everyone else. But just to give you a little hint, there are dinosaurs, weapons, plenty of pickups, and if you're a member of RPG gaming, there's gonna be plenty of RPG elements. So really, this is a excellent book for excellent starting book, and a nice little short story. It's just short and sweet. And I really like the fact that he decided to do a prehistoric setting, which is kind of gutsy, because prehistoric is not too popular, But for him, but you know what? It works for me. I'll read just about anything, as long as it's creative. The dialogue is not of ranting and cussing. To be fair, though, the world does warn the reader there's going to be a lot of that in the book, and actually the dialogue is well done if you don't mind the ranting. For me, though, it did disappoint me a little bit. I mean, just a little bit. But it blends in with the comedic nature of the book. So I gave that 88 out of 100. Not quite the A plus or A ranking, more like a B plus. You could work on the dialogue a little bit. But I can understand he's trying to blend in the comedic nature with the ranting. And I think he's going to attempt to do that on book 2, Flag 2. So we'll see if it improves a little bit. I hope it does. And I'm sure it will. Overall, it's a 93 out of 100. A nice solid A book. It's an A rank book. Solid. For my first real lit RPG, I was really impressed. I like the prehistoric setting. Like I said, it's a gutsy setting to do for an MMORPG, which is a massively online role-playing game. If you wanna know what the abbreviations mean. What really won me over was the comedy. It was all pure comedy. And it kept me amused. Sometimes I just wanted to go smash the main character or smash the system messages, but based on what it just said, like, damn, like, you're being so cocky, so sarcastic with everything. But sometimes you need that in a book. You need to have some sarcasticity, Overall, just a great book to start my lit RPG reading journey. Well, really well done, mate. I can't wait for part 2. And if you check out the actual review on the Hybrid Nation, there's a buy link right now on Amazon.com. Only 99 cents, and it'll make an excellent weekend read. So I think that's gonna do it. It's getting dark, guys. I hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July weekend, and I'll catch you guys on next week's podcast. Later, dudes.